Hello to the PFL here, the Pokemon Fun League. This is your champion, El Zubador, Joe, here with my Kokamish Manny.
Heyo.
Now, I realized right off the bat I'm leading this as if I'm the fucking person running the league, when you're the head honcho around here.
Yeah, but see, the best part about being on the top, Joe, is you can delegate your work.
There you go.
We all know that you're the king of production value here, okay?
As all the fucking icons and shit can attest to. This is the first episode of Inside the PFL, where we're going to be breaking down some shit here for you in regards to the teams themselves. Are you fucking excited, Manny?
I've been pumped about this since we came up with the idea last night.
I just said to you at about 7 p.m. yesterday, let's do a podcast.
And then 30 seconds later, I'm in.
All right, so
say no more.
Basically what we got going on, we're going to be doing, it's going to get some real in-depth shit. We're going to be breaking down everybody's draft class and such and all those fucking things, and I hope you're ready because we're going to try not to be long-winded, but there's a very good chance this will go for 2 hours.
Yeah. But don't worry, the future podcasts hopefully will be a little bit shorter. As there's less to go over.
Working out, we're fucking, this is literally, we absolutely no script. It was just, let's do this, and we're doing it. So here we are.
Doing it live.
So we wanted to start off here with the divisions where we're going a little, left to right in terms of the Google Doc. Everybody got the Google Doc? Everybody know where to find it? Everybody read the rules and shit, I hope?
If not, just please read my post, man. Come on.
So, big news going into this draft, Manny. Coming out of the draft, I should say. James. We are starting with James. James is Season 3 champion. He is a man who got to, 3 championships in a row?
3, yeah.
Incredibly feared. The only person that I have not beaten so far in this fucking league.
He can make a pile of shit into gold.
So
I don't know how he does it, but he does.
He chose to do that
every single season
with an entire team, with everything that he picked was in Tier 5. Tier 5, my ass. So, Manny, looking at this team, fucking, right face value here, he has got a lot of goddamn ice types.
Oh boy, we better get ready for the Obama Snow shenanigans and 100% accurate blizzards. If you didn't draft a steel type or a water type, go get one if you're in Ruby. Because he's gonna be coming at you like a spider monkey.
You gotta be careful of fucking. You gotta be careful of shit like freeze dry if you have water types. Because I know that I don't know who the fuck gets freeze dry really, Manny. But I know that I'm a little actually scared of Obama Snow and Aurorus together, and you got Refrigerate Aurorus with fucking shit in the hail. It doesn't sound fun at all.
No, none of the team sounds good. And then you gotta be careful because you bring those steel types, and then no one wants to deal with Magmortar.
I mean, Magmortar as a Tier 5 pick, I had Magmortar once and never used him. I think that was Season 3,
Same.
And I have a weird relationship with fire types. I don't know what it is, but I think that he's got some good coverage. I mean, there's just so much ice there. It's like he literally can't not bring ice, but there are a lot of weapons because. Again, he's got 2 setters, which he's got Obama Snow and Aurorus there, and then he's got Beartic to take advantage of Slush Rush, his new ability that's a new ability, right? Gen 7?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Beartic's got 130 attack. Did you know that, Manny?
No, I didn't. I don't pay attention to Tier 5s.
Manny, do you want to fucking deal with a twice as fast base 130 attacker in Beartic?
I mean, what are you gonna do when a bear comes charging at you?
And he's got 2 of them. He's got Ursaring too.
Oh boy, I didn't even get down that far.
Do you like how, because everything is Tier 4 here, I just put them in alphabetical order?
Oh, good stuff. I did not know that. See, production value, right off the bat.
You highlight the column and you right click on it. That's how I have learned to use Excel so well through making these things.
Yeah, I just put stuff in.
How do you feel?
The mon I'm most afraid of.
Lay it on me. Oh, I do not think Regigigas in the hands of James actually I think can be pretty scary because he's gonna run, at least I assume, we all have played random battles where he's gonna have fucking Confuse Ray, Substitute, Return, and maybe Drain. Does he get Drain Punch? I don't even remember.
He does. I'm looking it up right now, but yeah, he does.
So you got to go through 5 turns of that. He's not amazingly fast. He's what, base 100 before slow start, I think.
Base 100.
So you're getting 50 speed is not going to outspeed much of anything. So you're not going to be able to do like quicker substitutes or shit like that. It's really just get Confused Ray, get lucky. Maybe, you know what, with the ice shit that he has here, a lot of stuff that's not Alola Ninetales we were talking about just before the podcast here, a lot of that gets Aurora Veil. So he could very easily set that shit up to like have Regigigas kind of take advantage of that.
And then, like, once he's sitting behind that Aura Veil and he's going to take reduced damage, it's just... and that pure normal type is so good. So good. But that slow start is going to... Like, he's going to have to figure out a way how to get around it. I was looking for skill swap, but I don't see it here, so thank God.
That's what everybody was... I remember back in Gen 4 when it's like, this Pokemon cannot be this fucking bad. It's got to get skill swap or something. Nope. Mm-mm. Maybe in doubles. That would be...
that bad.
That would be fun in doubles, maybe.
I think there is a double strat with skill swap and Regigigas.
And Slacking, too. I know it gets that.
Oh, yeah.
Has that strat.
At least Slacking can hit you really hard.
Regigigas, yeah, without Truant, but...
Yeah. Regigigas just stands there and looks dumb.
Why does Durant get Truant, by the way?
I don't know. I feel like they just shove stuff on, lots of things. Like, I don't understand why half the mons get what they do.
He's also got Vivillon. Vivillon is... Now, I know I was... is Vivillon one of those ones with compound eyes? Or is that...
Yes. Vivillon, we had a conversation about Vivillon during the draft. I was looking at it instead of Yanmega, actually.
Right, because, yeah, with compound eyes, Sleep Powder, I think...
Quiver Dance.
Cutie. Yeah, that brings it to about 91%, I think, or something like that, because I had... fucking Mike drafted him, I think. Oh, I can't remember his goddamn name. Galvantula. I had him for a bit, and Compound Eyes was 91% Thunders was really fun. How do you feel about Articuno as the Z captain?
Articuno is the worst bird I think I've ever seen. It's god awful typing.
James loves his birds, by the way, so this is no surprise.
But I mean, Articuno, like there's a reason why it's tier 5 and a legendary at the same time.
50% weakness to Stealth Rock, probably one.
Yep.
Chief among them.
You get that hazard up, and then he can switch Articuno in twice. So.
Once, and then it's dead the next time.
Yeah, I mean, unless he does the HP correctly.
Well, yeah, that's true. A lot of people don't.
Not much research. Yeah, so.
Hey, fun fact, if you look into how many HP EVs you can give a Pokemon so it can not die, so can you substitute 4 times, so it can...
Odd number.
Right, exactly.
Always make your HP odd number. Because everything in Pokemon is like 1/16, 1/8, you know, they will end Pokemon because of the way it rounds. If your like HP is an odd stat, you can hit a certain point, you'll get an extra sub or like an extra switch into rocks or something like that.
So overall, we're looking at the things here. Now, James has a lot and he told me pretty much flat out that if he sucks shit for the first 4 or 5 weeks, he's just going to trade in stuff for 3 tier S's, so that's going to be even worse.
Yeah, but I mean, like realistically, like looking down his team, just look down it, and then go across the top row of Ruby and read out those Pokemon that are going to be hitting his tier 5s. His tier 5s have to live Mega Pinscher, Kyurem Black, who's a Z captain, Zardex, like good lord.
And
like,
Heatran.
Heatran, Salamence, like there's no like
Heatran with a 4x resistance to ice, by the way.
Mm-hmm. So
let's move.
It's gonna give him some trouble.
Let's move a bit forward here to the next team. M1, who is a newcomer on the block here, hasn't played Pokemon before or since Gen 3 about. So.
Okay. So he's already better than the original Mike. Good.
Our new Mike is better than the old Mike.
Yes, always.
We got Mega Pinsir as the lead. Did anybody draft Mega Pinsir before?
Never. No, Rob did once.
Rob did once. Was that the Clefable season?
Yes. I want to say, I think it was 2 seasons ago.
Mm.
So whatever that was.
I don't remember anybody
But
seeing Mega Pinsir, but scary, very scary Mon.
no, he's horrifying.
He gets, much like we were talking about Refrigerate with Auroras, he gets Aerial 8, so he gets Stab Quick Attack if he needs it, which he's already, 115 in speed? He gets really fucking fast.
He is, but, I mean, that Stab Quick Attack is really, really good.
Coupled with, he's got another physical monster in Conkeldurr there.
He's 105 speed, so
105,
he does kind of
alright.
need it eventually, yeah. There are things that can outspeed. 105 is an odd speed tier.
I have 108 as the baseline. I know I've told you this before. That's where all the Musketeers are and Keldeo and shit. And
You need to get over 108.
right, which I've got exactly one Pokemon above 108. I'm not happy about it.
No bueno.
Conkeldurr here. Did you have Conkeldurr before? You had Girder last season.
I had Girder, and I loved him.
And Conkeldurr is just a better version of that, where most of the time you're going to be running Iron Fist, but I believe he does get Guts, which sounds scary as hell.
He does. He gets all three of his abilities are really good.
What's the third one?
About 3 abilities.
I think he does have 3. I don't know what his third one is off the top of my head.
He Guts, Sheer Force, and Iron Fist.
Jesus Christ, does he need Sheer Force? What the fuck?
So like you can run him any way you want to. You can run Flame Orb, Guts. You can run just Iron Fist, Mach Punch. You can run Life Orb, Sheer Force. You can run basically whatever you want. You can run bulk up sets. You can run like
Sheer Force is 1.3 times, right? Like it's like getting a Life Orb already.
Yeah.
And Iron Fist is what, 1.2 for punch moves?
1.2.
So why? Because all the punches can like have the secondary effects. Why would you not run? Unless if you're running Drain Punch shit, do you not get the health back if you run Drain Punch on Sheer Force Conkeldurr?
I wouldn't think so. No.
Well, there we go. There's your reason. So.
Yeah. And Sheer Force doesn't really pair up with Mach Punch.
No.
So that's why you run it for.
Oh yeah, for Mach Punch. Yeah. There you go.
Right.
So, Florges, really good special attacker. I think paired very well with Cobalion, who they cover each other pretty well. I think one's, you got your Cobalion I had, really good physically defensive, can do a lot of shit of just being kind of sit there and eat hits while shooting out stealth rocks, and you could run Swords Dance sets. It's a good mon.
Surprise Volt Switch.
Cobalion does get Volt Switch. What the fuck?
Yes. You gotta be careful. Cobalion is definitely not to be trifled with, especially with that 108 speed tier like we talked about.
Right, exactly. He's he looks kind of statuesque, sneaky fast.
And Steel Fighting, great offensive typing.
Even though his attack's like 95 or something, it's not amazing. He kind of needs Swords Dance if you're going to be sweeping with him.
Definitely. But, I've only ever ran, like, bulky Cobalion, so...
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
How do you pronounce his name? Because I've always went with Cobalion. Because, like, Cobalt, I
think
guess?
it's Cobalion.
I don't know, Cobalion.
I want to say it's that, too.
Yeah, whatever.
But, like, I've heard it Cobalion.
Yeah, no, we heard that in that fucking draft thing you were showing me, and I hated that guy for saying it that way.
I know. What a nerd. God,
Said two nerds.
Sheesh. Alright. Let's keep moving.
Chandelure, scary. You put a scarf on it, and it's going to punch holes in basically everything.
Yeah, you don't want to bring that water berry against the Swampert. Oh, is it too soon to talk about that? Or?
That worked, though! That worked!
It did. It was great. And
that was my strat. That was my bullshit strat.
That was good.
Thanks, Mario. You didn't win.
You should take like 70% of that win. Or no, he lost. don't take any of that.
I'm gonna take 30% of that loss. How about?
Okay, fair enough.
How do you feel about Alolan Raichu? Because I think he's kind of not great.
I honestly think he needs to be moved down.
He probably will be.
I think he's better than regular Raichu, but I feel like he's worth 60 points, not 100.
Yeah, I think
that the Psychic type really helps getting an extra stab move, but I just don't feel.
I don't think
he's fast enough to do anything relevant in Tier 3. So.
Are there any other Electric Psychic types?
I'm gonna say no.
I was gonna say that unique typing. I mean, all it does is add weaknesses and stabs, but it's definitely. I think we could definitely see what Alolan Raichu does. I did learn that it can get electric terrain, so it can activate its own. It can be like the Mega Swampert that sets up Rain Dance. It can do that if it can take the hit.
Right, but you don't have a free turn though.
Right.
You want to just set up Nasty Plot like Dave did, and just try to hit something.
I mean, that's the thing. People keep grabbing Alolan Raichu, so.
I mean, I mean, if like, I mean, because we talked about during the off season about price points and about like letting the market decide where some of these Pokemon should be. And if people are gonna keep paying 100 for them, like, I don't know, there must be something we're missing.
Thomas made him
Or
his
either that, or everyone else sucks. So.
Thomas made him his Z captain. I don't know what that was about. So, whatever.
I think that was in a fit of rage.
That was the week 3 loss to Mario. That was amazing. The first week of Conference Cups.
Yeah, Mario has made someone do a full 5-man switch
twice
now. So, and fun fact, I'm the first one.
Amazing.
So.
Golisopod, I like, not amazingly.
Yeah, he's all right. He's niche.
Niche, yeah.
Again, probably not worth the 100 points, but that's something we can talk about later.
Meloetta, also very niche, I feel like.
Niche, but switching types, I feel like it's a nice little
Meloetta's got
lower tier.
Meloetta's got like sneaky good special defense too for it. It doesn't have like recovery or anything, so that's why you wouldn't use it over something like Umbreon, but I think at 60 it's really good. Flygon is a good Z captain, I think.
Definitely.
Good choice there. It rounds out the Florges, Cobalion, Flygon here. If we talked, well, I guess this is the first time we're running into it. Everybody know about cores? Everybody know that shit?
I mean, they should by now.
Dragon Fairy Steel.
Everyone drafts that way, so I'm assuming, yeah. Because people did complete cores, and I don't know if they were just fishing for types, but there are a lot of, like, Dragon Fairy Steel cores as I'm looking around.
I mean, the way that I do it, I try to cover as much types as possible without, while minimizing, excuse me. Yes? Oh, thank you.
Just like your t-shirt.
What the frick is going on?
Maybe it's your W4s.
Oh, yeah. Alright, sorry.
Alright.
I don't remember what I was saying.
Let's just reset up on... first, hold on, before we could go any further. Just want to say, got the tile. Utterly useless. Why did he draft it? Okay, next, Trevor. Let's go.
Trevor.
I'm really excited to talk about Trevor.
You're excited?
Yes. Don't tell Trevor. I don't know if he'll listen to this. Hopefully he listens to this. But Trevor's Dragon Fairy Steel Core, like
scary.
I'm at half mast here. Right?
Now, just like
I love it. I absolutely love every part of it.
Just like I took 30% of the loss for Mario here, you could take about 70% of suggesting KB.
No, I will take about 10% of credit for Trevor's team this year, because I think convincing him to draft KB and then giving him an outline of like what tiers to draft after that, really help.
And
because KB is a monster. He has so much gravity, and by gravity I mean it's a sports term, but it means like people have to prep so hard for KB.
He's Gronk.
Yes, you have to tunnel in on KB, because if you don't, like if you're not prepped for KB, you lose, like right off the bat. So like you have to put so much effort and bring like I remember when James had him in season 1, like. And I was playing. I'm like, I had to bring the most wonky Sylveon set to beat him. Like it was like I had like weird EVs. Like I had to go into the calc, and like I spent like a good amount of time figuring out like a way to kind of beat KB. So like if people don't prepare for KB, and he hits them with that ICMZ freeze shock, like good night.
That's my only problem.
Night.
That's my only problem with KB is his physical ice move is free shock, which. I mean, again, you might only need to use it once, and if you're going to use it once, use it as a Z move, which, holy fuck. But other than that, it's 170 attack that, unless you're using Outrage or Dragon Claw, is, I don't want to say wasted, but it's like, you're a bit behind the 8 ball, I think.
No, I think the opposite. That it allows you, with that ridiculous attack stat, it allows you to run mixed natures and run like special moves, and then like nothing can wall Kyurem. If you bring a physical check to Kyurem, he hits you with Stab Ice Beam, and then or Draco, and then after the Draco you think that he's -2, and then all of a sudden he hits you with an Outrage. So, like, you really can't wall off Kyurem. Like, you really just have to make an educated guess. and hope to God you don't die.
Alright, well, I'm glad... No, am I facing Trevor? Fuck, I better not be facing Trevor. I think I am. Shit! Fuck! He's one of my Conference Cup matches, god damn it.
And then if you somehow manage to, like, get around KB, you have Mega Gardevoir in the back, ready to punch holes in everything else.
I'm
like,
definitely...
with a ridiculous special attack, a good special defense, and then combined with Skarmory on the defensive side. Oh, good night.
And Trevor knows Skarmory very well. He's used him last season. Hopefully he can ratchet it up a bit here. And you want to talk about threats as well. Even Mega Guard, it's one of those things where you might not even need Mega Guard to kind of punch special holes, because he's got Volcarona, who... again, we've mentioned the 50% Stealth Rock weakness for Articuno. Same thing with Volcarona. The problem being Volcarona is much, much scarier.
Right. And, again, we talked about it with KB, but, like, you don't prep for Volcarona, you die. Like you lose. Like, Volcarona sets up a quiver and then sweeps you.
And so Trevor has 2 Pokemon on this team, which you need to have very big gravity, as you said.
Ridiculous. And then he comes and just supports those 2 with Mega Gardevoir and Skarmory and Chestnut and Sharpedo, who I think is underrated. Ridiculous.
I had told Trevor during the draft, Sharpedo's basically made of paper, so he's like, what are Sharpedo's weaknesses? Like, it doesn't matter. He's dead in one hit.
Protect speed boost. He has a choice scarf.
There you go.
Now all of a sudden you bring Aqua Jet if you need to. He's just he's a great revenge killer, and I think that's what his team lacked. This team is moderately slow without setting up. So Sharpedo kind of helps him.
Yeah, kind of go over the edge here.
Helps
I think Sharpedo's normally 95, so after 1 speed boost, he's already gonna be.
He's choice scarfed and ready to go.
Go past most choice scarfers at that point. Anyway, too. I don't know how you feel about Hitmontop. I'm not. I mean, he's a spinner, which you definitely need if you got Volcarona on your team.
Hitmontop, great spinner. Intimidate. Solid fighting type.
It does get Intimidate too. That's weird.
You have to go completely bulky if you're going to go bulky. And it has to be on the physical side. You can't really go especially defensive. And then in hindsight, you can kind of throw somebody off and you can run Technician Mach Punch.
You could probably run AV sets on Hitmontop if you're going spin.
That too.
Yeah.
I forgot about AV.
Jesus.
But I like Hitmontop. I like him out of all the Hitmons.
Like him the most out of all the Hitmons?
All of them.
Oh
yep.
my god.
He's definitely my top Hitmon.
Oh my god, I gotta watch Hitmontop here. I wish he was still on his head. I don't like that they gave him the capoeira stance in Gen 6.
I know. He needs to be spinning. What the hell? He's totally out of his element on his 14 legs.
All the birds are flying for some reason, and all of the Hitmontops are standing straight up, and the world is fuck Gen 6, man. God.
Yeah. God, just forget about that time.
And you want to talk about more support here. The rest, his rounded out lower tier stuff of Exploud, which is, I had Exploud, he's hilarious.
It's all just supporting. It's all just support.
Yeah.
Exploud gonna punch holes. Electros can basically
tank basically everything.
Anything. Yeah. Dusclops. Frisk is just such a broken ability in the draft format. Being able to identify an item when you're only allowed to bring one of that item is so valuable. Just that information alone is worth drafting Dusclops.
If you find out, if you switch in and you see Choice Scarf, it's just all right, I know what I need to do.
Exactly. You immediately find out a person's set based on the item they're bringing. So great pickup.
And Wailord, whom I don't think I've even gotten Wailord. Maybe once in a random battle I've gotten Wailord.
Okay.
Lay it on me. What do you know about Wailord?
Wailord is the only mon that Trevor needs to swap out.
He's got 5. He's got 5 pickups.
Come on, he's just this giant dildo. Good lord. Not good, Trevor.
Reigning Dunmore last place person with a team like this, I would find it hard pressed for him to come in last place.
Seriously, I said it with Garchomp, and I'll say it with KB. KB will drag even the worst teams to the playoffs.
So wink at Mike for that Garchomp.
I think Trevor sneaks in for his first playoff appearance.
Oh shit, that's a bold move right there. This is all right. So this is a division with both James and Mario in it. I'm sure you're aware. Mm-hmm. 2 perennial playoff people.
Yeah, and then Rob, you never know what Rob.
Rob is a wild card, quite honestly. If we
You're
want
either
to,
you're either gonna get All-Star Rob or you're gonna get me in the finals Rob. So there's only the two Robs.
Rob is. I don't think we have had a match where it's come down to anything less than like +1, because I don't know. Rob is kind of like James Light, I guess. He pulls these crazy sets out of nowhere, and you got to be really fucking careful, because if you're not, he'll just do something completely out of whack, and it'll throw off all your momentum.
You'll lose everything. Everything. Like, you make one switch, and then all of a sudden he stays in, and you're like, oh, shit.
He's got
So, and then
Zardex.
something dies, and then it's no good.
He's got Zardex. I don't know how to feel about Zardex, really. I like it, but I know you're, I think, more of a proponent of Charizard X than I am.
I do. I love Zardex. I think it's a premier physical attacker.
I mean, Tough Claws is a premier physical ability, so...
It's wonderful. Tough Claw's Dragon Claw from whatever his attack power is.
Probably like 140,
Let me just look it up
130.
really quick. 130.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's just absurd.
Yeah, that's good. Zapdos, an incredible defensive Pokemon.
Underrated offensive too.
I agree. No, Zapdos was the premier key of my nearly championship winning Season 3 team, because...
Hydro Pump.
Yeah, because Hydro Pump missed, thank you.
I got you.
And I'm still rocking Hydro Pump, by the way. I've not lost my faith.
No, you can't, because Hydro Pump just hits more 2 hits. It's a better damage calc, so you gotta live by it sometimes.
We got Cresselia in here too, also very big defensively, with a lot of support options, I think, too, there.
Oh, God. Cress.
So, okay, Cresselia might have some gravity, because if you don't have something that will 2KO Cresselia, maybe, you're not going to kill
Or even
it.
threaten it or something, like get like toxic, like you need to prep for Cresselia, because if not, then it's just going to set up a Calm Mind in your dome, and then like the game's over.
And yeah, because you're never going to kill it ever.
Never
ever.
Not even a little bit. So it's just ridiculous base stats. It's just a monster.
Metagross is Mega Gross, as we've come to call it.
Yeah.
Who had
Yeah, no
Metagross?
thanks.
Mario had Metagross last season.
Mario had Metagross, and I'm like 100% positive that he banded it every single time.
I mean...
That's all he did was banded Bullet Punch. And it's like, I get it. Like, banded priority is fantastic, but...
Metagross has got amazing, like, it's a fucking Swiss Army knife. It could do basically everything.
Yeah, it's like a real big pain in the ass to prep for, with all the punches and the pursuit. Did you get pursuit? I feel like it's pursuit.
No, you're remembering in the battle against Carmine where Mario refused to leave against Sneasel, and Carmine had to keep using pursuit on it.
Right. Okay.
Nobody drafted Weavile, did they?
No, I was looking at him, but not this. Maybe eventually. Who knows?
Somebody might grab Weavile. Other than that, we got both Dusclops and Dusknoir are in the same division. Damn, didn't even realize.
Good pickup. Dusknoir, fantastic. Frisk, we already
Same
talked about
thing.
it. So
Porygon Z is the Z captain. Now, I know that a popular thing in UU or OU or wherever Porygon Z resides currently is to do Z conversion to turn him into a ghost type, or even Z conversion to turn him into an electric type, because of, you make Thunderbolt stab at that point.
right.
I don't know how I feel about Porygon Z as just a normal Z move user.
I mean,
It does have...
adaptability,
Right.
breakneck Blix.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
All right, you know what? I feel like Mario and I actually looked at the calcs for that, because it's
probably
fucking
absurd.
ridiculous.
it's like 200 base power
Jesus Christ. Well,
before adaptability, I'm pretty sure.
where are you on Roserade? Because at least in my tenure throughout the league year, I don't think anybody has had Roserade.
Mike used it season 1.
Yeah. And I don't think anybody's used it since.
No.
So I'd look into Roserade
it's
possibly as even just like a surprise pick to kind of like do some damage, because it's not exactly something that's, at least in the league here, not many people have seen what it can do.
I mean, let's be honest here. Grass type is horrible.
It's pretty bad.
Like, it's seriously, like, it might be worse than ice type.
Grass poison is you lose that resistance
You lose
to EQ.
the only thing you do grass for is for the resistance to EQ. So, not a fan.
You do have toxic spikes
True.
and normal spikes, I think.
Yes, actually it does.
Oh my god.
but it's also made of flowers. So
We got
unlike this next guy.
a Maid of Darkness Umbreon is, I'm guessing.
Yes.
I had
Hopefully.
I had Umbreon. It was fine.
You really gotta know how to you really gotta bounce him around. You can't just let him sit in, because then you just lose so much pressure.
Right, and that's the thing. Umbreon doesn't have much of a physical presence, but it can tank any special move that's thrown at it pretty much. And it's got, you could do stupid fucking toxic mean look sets to really annoy people.
I mean, you could just do just a standard, what Umbreon's gonna bring every week.
Yeah.
He's like the anti-gravity. You don't need to prep for Umbreon, because you know exactly what four moves, what item.
Do you have a Pokemon with a fighting move? Okay, you're good.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You just gotta have to get around it on the physical side and just, play around the toxic. But wish passing could get annoying.
Definitely there. Comfey it's got priority on Drain Kiss, and that's basically all it's got in my mind.
Nah. I mean, it's a good little.
It's good. I mean, hey,
a good little wrinkle.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Priority is always valuable, and +3 priority on Draining Kiss can help. I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, when you spend 200 on your dragon, you just have to kind of
gotta watch out for Comfey.
Other ways. So I mean, Comfey could do a lot for him.
I really like Caracosta. For some reason, both Barbaracle and Caracosta I really like as not even Shell Smashers. Shell Smash Caracosta can do some damage, but it's got the ability Filter, where super effective hits are 75% rather than.
Does it really?
Yeah, it does. It's Solid Rock, I think, is that ability, and it does get Aqua Jet too. So you can, if you do use Shell Smash on it, you can start Shell Smash Aqua Jetting people, which for some reason Barbaracle doesn't get that.
Underrated.
Yeah, I think Caracosta is for a water type in tier 5, and that should have been something that James picked.
Yes, for sure.
Same thing with Scyther. Why is Scyther 40 points? 4x Stealth Rock weakness?
Yeah, he's just shitty Volcarona.
And rounding things out in here, I think I'm going to put Mario as the favorite in Ruby, I think. Only because until James, seriouses up his team, I think Mario's going to run away with it.
Yeah, just based on track record, I think that Trevor has the best team in Ruby, but Trevor has to go out and prove it.
Exactly.
Mario has proven it. He has a solid team. He has comfort picks. He's played Heatran on cartridge since Heatran was introduced. Same thing with Mega Absol, Nidoking, Wishmacott. He's played these mons before. He just went back to comfort. So, and then Z-Fly Salamence. There's really nothing you could do about that.
Actually, Miss Magus is his Z Captain.
Oh man, what an idiot! Who doesn't use Z-Fly Salamence? Oh god, never mind. No, screw him. He's terrible.
I've always been a big proponent of Miss Magus as a Z Captain, but
I really do like Miss Magus, but it needs to be scarfed.
It's got 106 speed. It can hit what it needs to. I think there's not a ton of super fast dark types. I don't think.
Fair enough.
And he does have Mega Absol, who actually is a super fast dark type. So
good. Mega Absol's a terror. He has a lot of physical threats, but then he also has some nice middle tier special threats. Starmie is basically just Starmie. Starmie's your favorite.
Starmie
Pokemon.
Is my favorite Pokemon. I can say
Starmie and Nidoking are just what can't they hit?
They're both Beam Bolters, and Beam Bolt is the scariest combination to go up against because it hits basically everything.
So you are looking good there. I do think Mario's gonna round out first, followed by surprise pick Trevor. And then I'm gonna go Rob, and then I'm gonna go James, and then M1. Sorry.
He's a mystery.
You don't. New guy. I don't know what he's up to. I've seen these guys operate, so I'm just going off my knowledge.
And this is the heaviest division in terms of history within the league. I'm pretty sure too.
Yes, this is gonna be a tough division. James wanted a tougher one last year, and he got one.
James, Mario, Rob have been since the beginning, and Trevor I think started season 3, so that's a very tenured division right there.
It definitely is.
Moving on to Sapphire, which is pretty much the opposite end of the spectrum. in terms of that. Well, we'll start with Mike here, who Mike had he had the shittiest draft possible, I think. Not in terms of what he picked, but in terms of he kept forgetting how many points he had. He everything that he wanted ended up getting sniped, and basically he built it in a fucking cave with a box of scraps, but it's not even the cool Iron Man armor. It's kind of like bad.
My team's the cool Iron Man armor.
Bad Iron. Yeah, no, you had the same draft and came out with a much better team than Mike did.
So.
Not to shit on, he's got some good Pokemon in there. I feel like now the biggest thing for me, and I don't know, I don't agree with it at all, is the fact that Mike told me he drafts Mega Tyranitar, and I'm like, okay, what are you gonna do Sandwise? And he's just like, I kind of want Mega Tyranitar for his stats and not the sand, and it's.
Hey, I'm gonna disagree with you there. I'm gonna disagree with you
because all he needs is Stoutland.
I've seen Mega T-Tars on OU teams by themselves. I've seen AV Tyranitar. I mean, it's a different one, a version of the Mon in our league, but AV Tyranitar by itself in OU teams. So bringing it for the sand, just for the boost and the special defense, not. It's definitely a good strat.
He's got a lot of good.
Beware.
He's also got a lot of good physical defenders too, which is good because the 4x weakness to fighting is bad shit.
Everything.
Just fighting, but he does have Mega Tyranitar.
He has 7 weaknesses and he has 7 resistances. I'm pretty sure.
So it evens out, but then you got normal Slowbro's normal, because Slow King is special defensive.
Oh,
so
you went with the Regen Core there. That's gonna be a pain in the butt.
Slowbro and Tangrowth, yes, both regenerators, to kind of switch in, because Slowbro would resist fighting hits, and Tangrowth will it'll resist EQ, which you always need that. You had Tangrowth.
And lots of other stuff.
Tangrowth is great.
Yeah, and Togekiss isn't thin either.
No, yeah, it can take hits. Normal Kyurem is the Z captain. What do you think there? I know you don't.
To be like a Scarf.
Yeah, I know you don't like normal Kyurem. Mario definitely didn't like normal Kyurem when he had it. I at one point made a case for him to be up further, but upon closer, I mean, unless if Mike does really good work with him, I think maybe we can move him up. But
I mean, it's like communism, you know. It looks good on paper, but then you bring it to real world, and it's like, oh, well, this is kind of odd. It definitely can work. Like 130 is a scary mixed attacker. No matter how you want to slice it, if he can just kind of manipulate the speed tiers a little bit, then I think he'll be fine.
I think even more, like investing in like bulky HP sets, I think can really are really underrated in the league. Like a lot of times we will often just kind of click the fast special sweeper or whatever and just kind of put all the shit into 252. But if you look at like the composition of your opponent's team and kind of like run shit down and be like, oh, wait a minute, I'm not going to outrun anything, but if I kind of like can survive 1 or 2 more hits, then I think that's really underrated in terms of team building in the league.
Definitely. I don't think that people, and I'm going to include myself in this, but I don't think that we deviate very much, which, it could be abused. I know me and Mario, we talk about it all the time, and so I'm going to give you a little bit of insider trading here.
Oh, shit.
For those people who listen this far. But me and Mario are really, really big fans of what we call bruiser sets, and that's max HP, adamant, modest, and then like full attack, and just pumping in the HP to be able to take a hit, and then just drilling something with a really big offensive hit. So
no, I think that's
just be on the lookout for that.
I think that's really good. Rounding out the rest of Mike's team here, we got Galvantula again. We talked about a little bit.
Like it.
91% Thunders are great. Sticky Web. Not many Pokemon have Sticky Web. Very underrated as well. I think.
But with Kyurem and Scarf Togekiss isn't that fast.
No, I think actually Sticky
Web. He's gonna run that build.
Really helps.
He's gonna run the Togekiss build.
Really helps Paraflin shit. Yeah.
Right. So you gotta be on the lookout for that. You really have to have a reliable hazard control, or else you are absolutely boned.
Jellicent. I had Jellicent. I really liked it, even though I think
it's a great Pokemon.
I don't like a weakness to knockoff is my only problem. Which
I mean, but it doesn't matter because he has T-Tar.
I know, and that's my and I know that's going to be a problem for all Ghost types, but I just fucking hate a weakness to knockoff because almost everything gets it.
really big, especially in the new gen that we're playing when all the new move tutors came out. So even more Pokemon get different things like defog and knockoff and stealth rocks and stuff. So
Yeah.
now everything's kind of up to par. So Stoutland,
Everybody
we've
knows.
seen the power.
Everybody
We've
knows
seen the power.
how good Stoutland is.
I feel like this was Mike's emergency pick. I don't think he meant to pick this. I think it was like, oh shit, I need something to go with Sand, so I'm gonna click it. But
He wanted Excadrill, but he waited.
he planned his draft poorly.
He waited too long to get Excadrill, and
then-
because for some reason he told me flat out again, he chose Infernape with his like second last pick last time, and he was like, "Oh, I was just gonna wait for it," when he was in a division with somebody else who was running Sand. So that's on you, Mike. Sorry.
Dumb.
We've seen Eviolite Golbat. It's fucking horrendous.
It's good.
No,
It's a good one.
horrendous, like
Solid.
as in scary. Like, you know,
Oh yeah.
it's gonna, you're gonna think, oh, Golbat's switching in, what the fuck, and then it's gonna, you know, it's again Golbat before X resist to fighting. I'm pretty sure. So
It is.
it's scary. And A-Dug Trio has Sand Force, I think, in addition to Tangling Hair. So A-Dug Trio can also take advantage of the Sand.
Yes, very good roundup. I just want Mike just to try different things, please, for the love of God.
Mike has all right. So everybody else in Sapphire, here's a big secret right now. Mike uses the same sets all the time.
Every week, not every year, every week, every season. Like he only used Banded Infernape last season. Or like Infernape is one of the best, in my personal opinion. He's one of the best mons in the draft format because of how versatile he is. I picked up Infernape season 4.
Season 4, where
Season
it
4.
led the league in KD.
It led the league in kills and KD and
Well,
and
it was
International.
what,
It died
one death
time.
in the
It died
finals.
one time. Yep. So, and I ran every single set, and it was my Z captain. And I'm telling you that Firium Z Infernape with Flare Blitz and Overheat in the same set, so you get to pick which one, is phenomenal.
That's pretty good, actually. I never thought about that. So there you go.
it's great.
You're giving Mike
I'm just handing
the
it to
arsenal.
the platter.
I mean, I hope, quite frankly, I hope Mike chokes on it in this division, I should say, because
Let my monkey out of the zoo, goddammit.
we got another
Mike is the cage in this metaphor.
we got another newcomer in here in Tristan. Don't know what's going on with Tristan. We've got both Tristan and Kyle, by the way, both went with the both of them didn't pick Tier S Pokemon. And I don't know why. I mean, again, you could see, at least with when we get over to Kyle's, it's a fucking he doesn't have any Tier 5 Pokemon. It's all like mid-range stuff.
That's good.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we tossed around the idea before the draft of drafting 11 Tier 3s.
It can work.
So, it can. And, like, I don't know if that... Like, 'cause, I mean, it's just... This is why the draft is the best. Like, so many strategies can work. And, like, if you can draft 11 Tier 3s and you think that can work, then go ahead. And if you can draft 11 Tier 5s and you think that can work, then you suck. So, it's fine.
Tristan's got Mega Galley to start. My boy, Mr. Irrelevant from the previous draft, who won me a championship.
Yes.
And
yes.
carried Mario to the semifinals in Season 1, I think he told me.
It did, and it carried... Oh, wait, no, it was at Lopunny. Who won Season 2?
Krista had... I don't know who she had Season 2, I don't remember.
I think she had Lopunny. Never mind.
I had Lopunny in Season 2, so I don't remember.
No, then she had Gallade then. Yeah, Gallade won her a championship.
So...
Gallade has won 2 people a championship so far.
So, and
That's
again,
absurd.
Tristan is an X Factor here. Not in the league yet. We don't know what the skill set is. So, fucking everybody in Sapphire better step the fuck back, because there's the man right there, Mega Gallade.
He's so good, dude. He's so good.
Coupled with Necrozma, I don't know how I feel about that.
Necrozma is one of those mons that, I mean, we tossed around the idea, and I think Thomas was against it, but, like, we wanted to drop him all the way to, like, 2. Like, we were like, Necrozma sucks.
I mean,
and Thomas was like, no. But, I mean,
he got a bit of a boost in Ultra Sun and Moon. He got the Photon Geyser, or whatever the fuck that move is, which is really scary, because I think it's based on whichever the No, is that the one? It's based on whichever your higher attack stat is with Necrozma.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if like normal.
Yeah. It's definitely not set up beta as it was anymore.
No,
but
it would.
defensive Necrozma is definitely still the thing you want to bring on a week-to-week basis, and I think that's why you draft it, is for a defensive psychic type.
I liked what Rob did, where you run weakness policy on it because of its ability.
Too. That's scary.
Yeah. People who draft Klefki can go to hell, myself included.
No, not can go to hell. There's no option. It's just you just can't go to heaven.
Oh, okay.
Right. People who draft Klefki don't go to heaven. It's just one of those things.
That's what it is.
I don't know where they go. They just don't go there. So let's just not even talk about that dumb
I feel
stupid shitty Magirna.
Much the same about Suicune, kind of. I had Klefki and Suicune in the same season, so fuck. Suicune can be. It's a lot like Cresselia, where if you don't have anything for it, it's over.
It's gonna run the train.
It's gonna
run so many sets, but like all the sets are they're always crow something. So, it's always like it's either like sub protect or it's like rest talk or it's there's some overlap in the moves, and you know what Suicune's gonna do. It's gonna try to set up on you.
It gets roar too, so don't try to set up on it.
And then it gets Scald and all that good stuff. Ugh.
I mean, you really don't run attacking moves other than Scald.
It's just, oh my gosh. You run Ice Beam for some grass types, and then it's just like, what are you going to do?
We got Hoopa here. Mike had Hoopa once. I don't think he ever used it. Hoopa has been overlooked, I'm pretty sure, every single time here. I don't like Hoopa that much.
I don't either.
I think Psychic... No, this one is Psychic Ghost. So it's got the 4x weakness to Dark. Again, knockoff is everywhere. It might... Mm-hmm. It's not going to be a fun time if Hoopa gets hit with knockoff.
Right. And I don't understand why he picked Hoopa as a Z captain.
I haven't looked at Hoopa's move pool, but maybe it's really fucking stupid.
So, I just don't see it.
P2 is one of...
Oh, never mind.
Let's hear it.
150 base special attack.
Yes, it does. That's the thing.
Okay.
Not very fast, though.
Okay, I take it back. I understand a little bit now.
P2.
Anyway, P2. Another dude, this guy's team.
This is defensive as shit. Oh my god.
He needs to be... Yeah, this guy's getting banned next season.
P2 is amazing because, again, you want to bring knockoff because you want to get the fucking Eviolate off P2 because otherwise it's never going to die.
Never.
You had Diggersby last season and you dropped it because you look at Diggersby, it's got huge power or huge power. Yeah, pure power is the Metacham one. Nobody chose Mega Metacham, by the way. Weird.
It's so good. I'm just waiting for it. I don't want to spend the tier 3 or the tier S to buy it, but like
it's so good.
At some point, it's just gonna have to be.
Ooh, it's so good.
Like it's so good.
Diggersby is just you're gonna punch holes. Vikavolt is I think maybe the Pokemon with the highest special attack in tier 4. I'm gonna say it's like 140.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I think.
It's pretty good. You set up agility and
you're off to the races,
stuck.
Quite literally. Bronzong underrated. I don't think many people have put good use to Bronzong, but man, he's got 3 psychic types too. Weird.
I mean, these defensive psychic types, just like look out for U-turn, friend.
Aggron as well, incredibly defensive, but that 4x to EQ.
Yeah. It has that shitty rock typing though, so it's no bueno.
And Primeape, which is his namesake, which I think is the only person who drafted whichever Pokemon their team name is based on this season. So, good.
Solid Scarfer.
Good for the Primal Primeapes. I've seen Primeape before. I think he can do good work as a tier 5 fighting type. We got Dan, who, moving over to Dan now, he missed the playoffs last season due to just not being good enough in Red Division, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, Blue was very competitive. We'll put it out there. He had a chance to take it, and then he lost to Preston, whatever. So.
Yeah. It happened.
Dan with the second pick in the draft chose Stakataka here, who.
I mean, you only pick Stakataka if you're gonna go Trick Room.
And he's gonna go Trick Room.
He rounded up with Mega Ampharos, and
Trevenant's pretty slow too.
Mimikyu.
Actually, Trevenant might be
function in both.
Trevenant might be sneaky fast.
So. And then he supplemented himself with some fast, with some speed and Arcanine, and Jinx isn't terrible, and Floatzel is pretty good.
Jinx is...
You 5-0'd Rob with Floatzel once.
I did, yeah. Jinx is... I lied when I said that me and Rob have always had close matches because I fucking destroyed him with Floatzel.
Yeah, he did. Rocked his world.
And Prankster Volbeat, who I think Prankster on basically everyone is...
It's good.
Anything that has Prankster is going to be good. Even Volbeat and Illumai is those terrible shit Pokemon.
Definitely.
Did you realize, Manny, not only are both Tyrannotars in this division, both Garchomps are in this division.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I didn't realize both Garchomps were in the division. And at least Murphy did a smart thing, and he made Garchomp his Z captain.
He did initially have Dragonite, and then he traded it in because why would you not want Garchomp?
Garchomp's broke as fuck.
I'm surprised that he actually ended up just not getting picked because he was the number one pick previously. Mike, on basically every single occasion other than this draft, if Garchomp was available, he chose it. But he wanted to switch it up.
Garchomp is fantastic.
I think so, especially you've got Milotic there to help with some of that stuff there.
I'm running the double dragon with Mega Altaria.
That's the thing. I've never been a big double dragon guy with that.
Oh, you have to watch, but it can work.
It can definitely work, but it's always been a little too much for me. A Marowak, actually, I like the idea of a Marowak as like a counter pick for like Trick Room stuff with Stack Attacker, because a Marowak, not a very fast mon, but holy fuck.
Hits like a truck. A flaming ghost truck.
That sounds scary as shit.
It does. And it is.
And we got Lucario. Again, Steel Fighting, very good physical typing here. I don't like Lucario's defenses. It's not...
I don't like his speed tier.
Isn't it like 80? Like 85 or something?
90.
Ugh.
90. And it's just so... just awkward.
90 is incredibly awkward.
It's not like good, but it's not horrible.
No,
what are you gonna do with 90 base speed?
Most of the stuff that's gonna... I mean, it could Scarf, but most of the stuff that's gonna threaten it is just a little bit faster. Like, almost always, like, there's probably shit that at 91 that will OHKO Lucario.
I mean, honestly, with Lucario, I would just band Adamant and then, like, Bullet Punch or Specs it and Vacuum Wave. Like, just priority, just hit really hard with its priority. Like as hard as you could.
And that's the thing. I think Lucario is among the same lines as Infernape, where it can do mixed sets that are really good, but it's just that, again, it's not at 108 like Infernape is, and that makes it not great.
Not good.
I like what he's doing
Quaggy.
here with Quagsire and Milotic here, kind of being the not even a cheapo version, but when Thomas in season 4 had Quagsire and Tapu Fini was
and Tangrowth.
Tangrowth, yeah. That what he had with Fini, Quagsire, Tangrowth, and
he drafted a ridiculous team.
and Emboar, which we will get to Emboar because I know Thomas got him again.
And he only beat me because of a freeze hacks. I'll say it. Right now.
And he had Zygarde on that team too, by the way.
Come on this
podcast.
PFL podcast and defend yourself, Thomas, because you only won because of freeze hacks. Okay, the first time you beat me fair and square.
6-0.
That's fine.
By the way,
I'll take that. But that second time, that's horse shit. I want my season 4 badge. Anyway.
You're the one with all the badges. You can just hide them from everybody. Like, oh, fucking, I won that season.
No, but I wanna earn them. I'm that kind of guy that I wanna earn it. I don't wanna. I don't want to cheat my way to the top. I don't want to win because something dumb happened. I want to win, and I want to be able to tell you that you played your best, I played my best, and my best was better than yours. And the last 2 championships, my best was terrible. So hopefully I can.
Bullshit RNG stuff happened though.
Yeah, but like you said, it's all calculated. We had a conversation about it.
Yeah.
So.
Normal guard, I really like. There's another good Scarf user, by the way.
Yeah, pretty solid.
I'm kind of kicking myself I didn't get normal guard. I kind of really wanted it. It was on my draft sheet for most, and I had many opportunities to take it, but I just didn't. And maybe it'll become available. I don't know. Same thing with I had Rodham
cut.
I had Rodham cut on my
Same.
draft sheet for about 80% of the draft too.
Good. He's a good man.
He's very good. I like what happened. I don't remember who it was you were facing last season in the Conference Cup match where a Scarf Rodham cut, like, there was not much you could do about it because you just when it's that fast and it's got and it just uses Leaf Storm. There's not much you can do to it.
Nope. So, anyway, who got Scrafty? I was gonna take Scrafty, but
I think an odd type combo in Fighting in Dark, which it works
but he's
and
so versatile.
it really is. He's much more defensive than he would look, which is definitely helpful, and Intimidate, like you said, always a very good ability. I remember throughout most of, I think it was season 3 of Thomas just non-stop switching in Scrafty on shit.
All the time. That was his go-to.
It was the fucking worst.
I don't know what to do, Scrafty. And it worked.
Arbok can do that too, by the way. Arbok has Intimidate, if you wanted to give it that.
Arbok is Garbo.
I like Arbok.
Furfuro is Garbo.
Garbok.
Next person, Carmine.
Carmine, the person who basically was the winner. We've had so far, you made a video, James made a video, I made a video. We got to get Carmine to make a video because he's the person who should be leading Sapphire because he's the one, he came in like 3rd or 4th, whatever it would be, however we want to do the measurement, last season, and he earned it, which... a very good Rain team. Now he's got a very scary... okay, Manny, I'm going to fucking lay it on the line right now. We should not have moved Tyranitar down to tier 2.
Yeah, Joe, we made a huge mistake. As soon as me and you met before the season started, and we did the ranking summit, and we decided to move T-Tar down to tier 2. And we were like, yeah, this is great. This is good for T-Tar. This is good for the league. This is good for everybody. And oh boy, how wrong we were.
I think it was because I wanted Tyranitar, and I was like, yeah, move him down. That's fine. Oh, no.
Hey.
Oh, shit.
He was my second. I was going to pick T-Tar with my second.
I was going to pick Tyranitar with my second pick.
And I was texting Carmine over Facebook, and I was like, are you picking T-Tar? Don't pick T-Tar. Like.
I was trying to do like some shady shit with Rob to have...
Rob.
Yeah!
I was trying to get Rob to double cross you to give me T-Tar.
God damn it. Tyranitar...
I like T-Tar. Like, he's seriously like the best value in the entire league. Like, drafting T-Tar at 120, like, just, it's worth. It's so worth.
90% of my... Well, I keep throwing out these fucking bullshit statistics. Most of my initial thought was I want Tyranitar, and much the same that Carmine is doing here. I wanted Sandforce Lando I. He went with Sandforce Mega Garchomp, who... The only thing that I don't like about Mega Garchomp is he goes down to that awkward speed tier. He goes down to 91, which is...
Yeah. It's weird.
At that point, normal Kyurem outspeeds him, and that's really bad.
Yeah. You need to be careful.
You need to be very careful. Yeah, you do. And I mean, Mega Garchomp's stats are, even its defensive stats are nothing to scoff at. But
I mean, I'm for one am hyped for the Battle of the Darudes, Mike versus Carmine.
We've got double Sand, we've got double Tyranitars, double Garchomps in this division. Holy fuck. It's going to be the craziest shit.
Sapphire is going to be the most bonkers division.
Excadrill with Sand Rush, also very good.
Excadrill, Garchomp, like Amoonguss with Regenerator. Gastrodon is definitely... Love Gastrodon. Love him.
Gastrodon with
really
Storm Drain, right?
Good sand team. Yes. Yeah. Like, you can't... Like, it's just... He's dumb.
Gastrodon...
Rotom Wash.
Yeah, you got Rotom Wash, too. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
He has Speed Tier and Mian Chao and my brother Torn Eye.
He can... Tornadus Eye, too, can Prankster Tailwind, so anything that's slow, not that slow anymore.
Mega Garchomp in the sand behind the Tailwind.
Oh, my God. Oh, no, dude.
Good lord.
Fuck me,
Alright, so we're gonna retroactively kind of move T-Tar back up to 160 points. So Carmine, you owe 40 points somewhere.
So yeah, get me and Shao out of there. I guess.
Yeah.
Something.
So enough of that.
And Braviary. I wanted Braviary for a good amount of the draft because I think its bulk
Braviary's
is really good.
It's solid.
I'm not the biggest
Malamar.
not the biggest fan of Malamar.
He's a solid mon.
It's-
I mean, contrary, he's basically one trick, very niche. I mean, that's what you get for tier 5 though. So.
Right. And
And then Buffalon, shitty Tauros.
much bulkier than it looks too.
Yes.
That was another one in that season of James just making Pokemon really bulky for no reason, and Buffalon just took hits and was just like, I'm just gonna use Head Smash now. Okay, cool.
Yep, pretty much. So.
All
right,
I think
the name of the game, Joe.
I think Carmine's coming away with Sapphire. First of all,
That was I was gonna ask you. What is your prediction here?
Tyranitar and Mega Garchomp is the scariest shit on the planet. And
Okay.
I don't remember if I even if I said it, I wanted to say it, but I'm going to say it again if I have already. I'm glad that if it comes down to it, I don't have to battle Carmine until the finals.
Yep, pretty much. Really good. Really good. So.
I'm going to be scared shitless all season of it.
Okay. So, I'm going to go with Carmine and then Mike. And then, honestly, I don't know who's going to finish anywhere else between those last three.
Yeah, it's definitely a toss-up. It's both Sapphire and Diamond are divisions with... they're more New York-driven divisions, so you and I don't have much... I mean, maybe if we brought Thomas in to offer some clarification on shit. I don't know, but either way. Moving on to Diamond, my division.
Wait. Before we move on to Diamond. What are your Hoenn conference playoffs?
I feel like...
So there's 4 teams. Who are making the playoffs out of
I think
Hoenn?
it's going to be a surprise where... Now, again, you had said it... I think James is going to turn it around somehow. He's going to end up getting into... even if it's, later in the season after he loses twice, I'm going to say. He's going to switch in for some tier S's, and he's going to pick 3 very annoying tier S's because there are a lot of them left because people just didn't choose them this season. So he's going to end up with fucking Mega Mile and, Zerk and fucking all this shit that's going to be really horrendously terrible for the rest of the division. And he's going to end up... I'm going to say if he's going to be second behind Mario, I think. And he's going to just edge out Trevor. And what's going to happen with Sapphire is going to be Carmine. I think that if it comes down to it, maybe we might see what happened with Sapphire, where Trevor gets in just ahead of Mike record-wise, because Sapphire is... It looks like it's... Or not Sapphire, whatever. Yeah, Sapphire. I almost called it Blue. Sapphire is going to be one of those things where, like Gold was last season, where everybody's basically going to end up 6-6 at the end of the season.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I think that Carmine is going to be the number 1 overall seed.
I agree.
Followed by Mario. And then I think that Trevor sneaks in. And I think that James, after starting off 0-4, switches his teams around and then sneaks in and beats Mike out of the 4th spot in the playoffs.
So basically, we're on the same page there, I think, then.
Yep, pretty much.
All right, very good. Let's move on.
Right, let's kind of breeze through Diamond and Pearl here.
Yeah, we've already been talking for an hour. Holy fuck.
Oh boy. Okay, let's breeze through here. Should we just talk about them as a whole, or?
I mean, we'll give lip service to basically all of them, but not talk about what they can all do basically. Tapu Koko for Preston here. I had him.
Love it.
I had him
Slam
last
dunk.
season. He's the number 1 pick. He dropped a 20th this season.
That's so dumb.
The 20th overall pick.
He's a top 3 pick.
Coco
So dumb.
deserves to. He can run mixed sets very well. Coco can.
Goku can do whatever he wants.
Again, you've got many options. I ran fucking Z Nature's Madness on him, which worked in maybe twice, but it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Along with Mega Alakazam, this is a team that is so goddamn fast. It is not Mega Alakazam's 150. That's so dumb.
That's gross.
It's incredibly dumb, and it's going on the back of Z-Fly Gyarados with Z Bounce or whatever the fuck.
Z-Bounce Gyarados.
Z-Bounce Gyarados.
Hey, baby.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Well, Bounce Gyarados won you a championship. Normal Bounce, even, so...
Yes. Normal Bounce won me Season 1 championship. So, I love it. It's a good pick. Love Gyarados.
I had Gliscor, who is amazing. I love Gliscor. He's, I think, one of the best values out of Tier 2 at 120.
Oh, definitely.
it's if you need a defensive Pokemon, it is Gliscor. Again, you've got that 4x weakness to Ice, but that's really its only downside, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, its special defense isn't great, but it can do, it's got Rocks, it's got Defog. If you want it, you can run Swords Dance sets. It's gross. It's so gross.
Poison Heal.
Poison Heal's such a good ability.
It really is. But after those top 4, I'm kind of I feel meh about the rest of his team.
So we know how good Kingdra can be in the rain, but he doesn't really have a setter, which, if he's just looking to do like Sniper Kingdra, it's a good gimmick set, but it's not going to carry you.
No.
Definitely not.
Nope. You need the rain. He doesn't got it.
Kingdra's value goes up like 120% with rain, so...
I mean, it's valued at 120 for the rain. if it didn't have Swift Swim, I guarantee you Kingdra would be at
4,
least a tier 3.
probably.
Yeah, maybe even a 4. So
I mean, the only weaknesses being Dragon and Fairy definitely helps too, but... and it does have solid bulk. It's like 95 across the board, I think, so it's got like...
It's just not good at something.
That's the only problem. And my big problem when I had Kingdra was... Even in, Choice Specs, Swift Swim, Hydro Pump is going to kill so many things, but without that, Kingdra is almost dead weight, I'm going to say.
It's just, yeah, pretty much.
I like Incineroar. Again, it sits at a very awkward tier of, mid-70s in speed. So
doesn't have Intimidate yet.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't have Intimidate either.
Probably not worth 100 points.
I think Incineroar's still worth 100. It's definitely not... It's definitely not Primarina, and in terms of the starters for that gen,
The last gen, yeah.
I feel like I'd still choose Incineroar over Decidueye, probably.
I would say Decidueye is just a little bit better because he gets access to a little bit more things this gen now that Ultra Sun moon's out. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. Also Rotom Heat. Don't know what's going on with that, where you got Incineroar and Rotom Heat.
I don't know why he picked Incineroar if he picked Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat's better. But whatever.
I was going to say he needed a dark type, but then he has Drapion, who is a better dark type too. So.
Yes, and then Drapion is also like a shitty Alolan Muck, and then he goes and drafts regular Muck. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
The whole thing's silly.
No, okay, Mr. Mime.
Why do you draft Mr. Mime if you have Coco?
No, call me fucking crazy. Mr. Mime is a really good pick, I think. Mr.
Probably.
Mr. Mime has Filter. Mr. Mime has the fucking Mega Aggron ability.
Why?
I don't know, but Psychic and Fairy is such a good typing, and it's decently fast. Its special defense is 110, but its HP is garbage, so it can still survive maybe one hit. But I think Mr. Mime is actually really good, for tier 5 at least. Same thing with Tauros. Tauros should probably have moved up to tier 4 at this point.
Yeah, probably, but it's a good find for him. So. Anywho,
we got Gage, who last season, I feel like with the team that they had underperformed a bit in the division, I think with starting off Mega Venusaur is in that same line of Coco of incredibly good picks that are probably worth top 5 even.
So solid. Mega Venusaur's top 5 pick.
And Gage was 4, so there we go.
Yeah, slam dunk. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, whatever.
It's such a good first pick. It's a good building block. It's just a slam dunk.
It's basically, it can fit on any team, and it's got Thick Fat removes 2 of its weaknesses, basically. Yeah. So
you basically have to hit it flying or psychic.
Flying or psychic, which
and then he has this next dude,
Hydreigon we moved down to, who I think that at 160 he's definitely scarier. He's in that sort of Salamence
definitely good
tier, I think, rather than 200.
Yeah.
The 4x weakness to Fairy is a problem, but when I had Hydreigon, my favorite thing to do with it was put a Focus Sash on it.
That too. But there's no HP Fairy.
That too.
4 times the Fairy's not horrible.
No, it's not. There is some stuff that can run sneaky Fairy moves like Lantern, which is hilarious, but Hydreigon is, you gotta be careful with him. He's kind of papery other than that, and you gotta be careful with those Dracos because they can sometimes miss.
Oh yeah, Trevor knows all about that. Anywho, for Alligator with Liquidation, Sheer Force, Life Orb, good night.
The thing is, for Alligator here, and for Alligator as the Z Captain, when normally, like you said, Sheer Force sets run Life Orb a lot of the time, where I'm interested to see where this kind of goes. Is this the first time Feraligator's been drafted?
I'm pretty sure like the first.
Oh, well, there we go. So again, I like the mystery factor. Sometimes, you're after 5 seasons of doing this, you're just kind of like, well, I know what this is going to bring. But if you haven't seen it before, it can be a problem.
Right. Like this new guy, Lycanroc Day.
Well, Lycanroc Day is...
Oh, no, Lycanroc Day. Never mind.
Lycanroc Dusk is the new one, yeah. Lycanroc Day was the hero for Rob in his match against Trevor in Season 3, I think it was, or Season 4, I don't remember which one it was, where, I think it was 4, where it hit 5 Stone Edges in a row.
5.
And Excel Rock, which I really like Excel Rock as a move because, 1, it's priority, and 2, I mean, you really don't need it because Lycanroc is like 115 speed. It's really, like, stupid fast.
Yeah, but Rock Stab sucks.
I think Rock is a really good attacking stat.
Rock is a good type. I mean, but like, what are you gonna hit him with? Stone Edge that misses?
Right. That's
10% of the time?
we can get to that with Terrakion.
That's why Trevor beat me that one time.
Because you had Stone Edge on Entei first of all.
Yeah, and I couldn't hit goddamn Stone Edge. He set up 2 Dragon Dances and murdered me. But anyway,
We got
that was long ago. I'm over it. I'm on to new.
we got Jolteon, which was a pick that was sniped from you, I believe. You wanted Jolteon?
Yeah, fuck this guy. This round was terrible. That round that Jolteon was taking I was like, okay, I'm locking Goodra here, and then I was like, I got him. And then I was like, okay, no worries, Jolteon's next. And then Gage took him, and I was like, well, fuck me.
Yeah, that took you. You were having a bit of that took you like an hour. That was like a mental breakdown that you had.
Dude, I had a meltdown. I was like Tony Stark in Iron Man 1. I was just building my team in a cave with a box of scraps because I had no idea where to go or how to do. I couldn't see. I was blind. I was like, I don't even know what's going on. So I just kind of pieced it together after that nonsense. But we'll talk about my team later.
We got Donphan, who I love Donphan. I'm gonna say,
Donphan is great.
Donphan is a fantastic physical defender. It's got access to rocks. It can wrap. It can spin rocks. And the fact, any Pokemon that has hazard setting and hazard removal, I think is like A+, especially when it's not of the Gliscor or Empoleon variety where you got to force defog. I think
Exactly.
I think Donphan might be one of the only mons that can spin and set stuff.
It's pretty good.
Like Fortress can set spikes, but spikes are not shitty, but they're definitely not stealth rocks.
No, rocks is definitely the one you want if you're gonna have one.
I loved Darmanitan as well. It's got
I
a
like Darm.
fucking stupid attack stat, even though it sits at that weird 95 speed, where along the same lines as normal Kyurem, you kind of got to put a scarf on it for it to do.
But I mean, he has pretty solid attack, so.
Oh, it's got like 140. Like I said, it's horrendous, like high, gigantic attack.
Yeah, if Flare Blitz is twice and then dies, so.
That's also true.
It's only gonna kill one mon, so.
We got Hitmonlee.
Hitmonlee, my second favorite Hitmon.
I'm going to say Hitmonlee is my favorite because it's very underrated with reckless high jump kick, I think. A lot of people... it's got the Unburdened sets, too, so you can run different shit on it, but I think, like, Choice Scarf, reckless high jump kick is just... It'll tear through shit. And as well, you can run... I mean, you can run Rapid Spin on Hitmonlee, too, if you wanted.
You really can. Unburden, Fling. He has Thief. I'm just gonna mention that. Fling Thief is hilarious.
Was that not who was that you talking to me about Weavile with a Fling and Thief set?
Yes. I was gonna run Fling Thief Weavile, and I was gonna rock the world. No one was gonna see it coming. I was gonna fling the King's Rock, flinch somebody, and then steal whatever item they had the next turn. And then totally mess them up and just keep flinging items at them and then stealing items. And then before you know it, they have no items.
I love how you fling the King's Rock and it's like a 100% chance to flinch, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly, 100% chance to flinch.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, Hershey Kisses just went flying. That was hilarious. Anyway, what else we got to talk about?
Regice, my boy.
Regice. Love it.
Moved up because I did so well with him because 200 base special defense.
Screw you. Let's not talk about that anymore.
Diancie.
Love it.
I like...
rock type sucks, but it's fine.
I like normal Diancie. It is 4 times weak to steel, but it's got good...
Bulky as fuck.
It's like 150 in both defenses. And Linoon, who is basically a gimmick mon and didn't do much for me, but I like it in theory.
Right. So, I mean, belly drum, basically, I gotta worry about. Banded E-speed.
Yeah,
So,
always fun.
yeah, again, we talked about it. Banded or banded spec priority is really good.
It can get you out of some jams.
Yes, banded Mach Punch won me a game.
It's it against Dave. It was a good game.
Against Dave. Infernape looked at me.
This was
on Showdown.
This was a rain team you were against, by the way.
Yes, it was a rain team, and he had 3 mods. He had Polytoad, Kabutops, and then something else. And
Banded Mach Punch destroyed them.
Yes, and I hit close combat, and I was like, oh fuck, it didn't kill Polytoad. And then I switched out, sacked Sylveon. Oh, it's Typhlosion. And so I bring back Infernape, and I remember looking at my Showdown, and I swear Infernape turned around and winked at me. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is weird. And then all of a sudden he was just like, click it, and I clicked Mach Punch 3 times, and I won. And I was like, what up? Like, it's so good.
It was beautiful, I'll say.
I know, dude. I thought I lost, but it's great.
Speaking of beautiful, let's get to my team, by the way.
Oh boy, here it is.
So
throw it down.
All right, let me lay it out for you, Manny. So I learned through the drafting that you and I watched a little while ago, about a month ago at this point, a fun little fact that Tapu Bulu's grassy terrain, which has the power of things like Earthquake and Earth Power, does not affect Zygarde's Thousand Arrows.
No, because it's like what Lex Luthor says, not all devils come from below; they come from the sky. So, like, Thousand Arrows is the dumbest move in the whole goddamn game. Like, just let's add one more thing that makes it broke.
Yep.
Like who gives a shit? It's already dumb. So we might as well just tack shit.
Oh yes, exactly, and that's why I chose Zygarde with the #1 pick, because Thousand Arrows is dumb as hell. It's the
most spammable move.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
Gross.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
It's gross.
And again, grassy terrain helps shit like Mega Houndoom. I mean, it's not the most bulky mon, but Fire and Dark is a really good stab combination, and 115 speed, really fast. We got Terrakion in here, who again, rock fighting, very good stab combination, very fast, 108. And
hit those stone edges and you win,
that's the only thing. Banded stone edges are gonna I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna say at least 2 matches because I missed a stone edge this season. Empoleon, really good utility. Rocks and Defog. Water and Steel's a really good type combo too, I think.
It sets it up and knocks it down, just like Donphan, like you were saying.
Right, exactly. Espeon's just a really good special attacker. I think it's 110 speed,
yeah.
So again, very fast, 140, 130, a very high special attack either way. So
130.
And it's fast enough to put the specs on it, so it could get really scary.
Look out.
Snorlax is my Z captain. I'm still not super hyped about making him my Z captain. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. I like that he has his own Z move. I think that's why I did it, but I got to put Giga Impact on him if I do. So
yeah, that's great.
That's going to be fun. Snorlax and Cofagrigus are an amazing combination.
And they are the shitty Mega Sableye Chansey.
Hey, at least Snorlax can hit back.
Normal Ghost is such a solid 2-man tank core. Love it.
And rounding things out here, we've got another super physical defender in Weezing. Magneton for... Alright, so, Manny, I want to lay something on the line. I think I told you this already. I drafted Magneton because it was like, alright, Magnet Pull. Let me trap some Steel types. Let me take them out of the equation. It'll be great. One other person in this division has a Steel type.
They knew, Joe. They knew before it was randomly generated that they were going to be randomly put in your division. And that's why. And it's basically just Kyle just has to not bring Bisharp.
Bisharp or Ferrothorn.
That too. Oh, yes, too. Look at that.
Both of which Magneton will destroy.
Yeah. And then your boy Cryogonal. We love him.
Cryogonal, who's basically going to be Regice Light for me, I'm pretty sure. So. Also, very fast. It's 108? 103 or something stupid. It's...
Not as fast as the pony.
Not as fast as the pony. 130 special defense, which I think can really come in handy. It gets Recover. I know that I was having trouble, like, does Regice get Recover? Cryogonal gets Recover, so...
It's good.
It's good. Now
Alright.
Garrison. Another X Factor, I think, in here, where... Garrison's my first match. I'm a little apprehensive about it because I don't know what he's going to do. We're jumping in head first. Lando T.
The unknown.
The
God.
The guy.
Yeah, not oh god, the god.
50%
Like-
usage rate on OU teams right now.
It's gross.
It's very gross. Now, you said to me that, now, again, I think both times Lando has been drafted, he's been a Z captain because Lando's Z fly is gross.
It is. It's really, really good.
It's ridiculous. So this time, though, again, it's kind of like the unknown factor. You don't know what Lando is going to bring because if it's not going to be the Z crystal, it can be literally anything else, and it's still going to destroy people.
And then Lando giveth and he taketh, and he sets the rocks and he takes them away, and he attacks and defends and he protects, and he's Lando. He's a Pokemon god. That's what he is.
He really is. And then we've got Serp, who I'm not gigantic on.
One
Serp.
trick.
Serp's,
He's a one trick.
but it's a good one trick because he's tier 1.
It's a very, very solid one trick. Like if you get it off, like you win. Like you're gonna hit things like really fucking hard. But if you bring, let's say, Sapsip or Miltank, then it's nothing. It's nothing.
Wink, wink.
Nothing. So
I don't think anybody has Sapsip in the division, actually. But, just in case Mario ever needs to face Garrison, I guess.
yeah, right. Yeah. So
Mega Manetrix like Mega Lopunny, where they're going to be running the same set basically every time, but it's a very, 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 very good set.
yes, it's Volt Twitch, Thunderbolt, Overheat, HP Ice.
And that's all. That's
all he needs.
That's all he needs.
So-
And I'm very scared of Mega Manetric because I should be.
Yes, electric types with fire coverage are really scary.
So you got again, going back to Zapdos, and someone we'll see later, Zebstrika.
Exactly.
Hawlucha, who is seeing some OU play currently because of a thing with Coco.
He's partners with Coco.
With Coco. So actually, that would be fun for those matches with Preston and Garrison. Preston,
Exactly.
Preston, watch out! Hawlucha's gonna do a thing.
Don't let him do it.
Tentacruel, incredibly solid
Tentacruel.
defensively.
Solid, love him.
My other
Cloyster, very anti-meta, like him too.
Cloyster is one of those Pokemon where I love looking at the stats because its defense is like 150, but its special
Yeah,
defense
something
is
like
like 35.
Yeah, it's like 2. The wind blows the wrong way and Cloyster dies.
That's my big problem with Cloyster. Again, we've seen last season Gage got wrecked by Rob's Shell Smash Cloyster, which if Cloyster gets the Shell Smash off, you better fucking run because there's not much that can be done at that point.
My boy, the Diddler.
Normal Sableye.
I'm going to skip over Sableye because he's dumb. He's
Oh,
stupid.
okay.
He's
But-
not worth 60 points.
But Ditto.
But the Diddler. The Diddler. Oh, dude, ask Mario how it feels. Oh, yeah.
I hate
Mega Absol. I diddled him, and then and then Uncle Diddles came to town.
I hate Ditto so much.
I love him. I was gonna draft him, but he got sniped. So that's the theme of this draft.
I got sniped.
Manny got sniped. So
I like Venomoth as a Z captain a lot actually because Venomoth with what is it, tinted lens?
Tinted lens.
Yanmega has that too, where resisted hits just become neutral hits, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you put
but not on him. Like your hits. It's not like a filter. It's like
no, it's the other thing. Yeah, it's
bug.
the
It's
other
like
way around. If
bug moves become
you resist bug, it becomes neutral.
neutral.
Which again for
It's fantastic.
again all you need is one QD and maybe even maybe 2, but
That's why I plan to use Sandy Mega for.
I was gonna say Z, like Acidic Downpour or whatever the bug Z move is,
Great.
are gonna be good here. Again, I feel like Lando is normally the Z captain, but I like the use of this here. Slacking, very one trick, but also very scary with retaliation, Scarf Retaliation, or just banded Giga Impact.
So good. So good.
Normal Charizard, I'm not sure how I feel about.
That's all right.
It's the 4x Stealth Rock weakness again.
4 times rocks.
Still,
yeah, no bad.
100 base speed. Good stab combo and flying and fire. It's not my favorite, but it can probably do some damage.
Hopefully. So
All right.
we'll see.
I'm going to tell you right now, right off the bat, Kyle's team is so defensive that it makes me want to throw up. Again,
I mean, that's just Kyle.
if you had to do that, you had to deal with that last season, and again, it's
his team is a little more offensive than last season.
a little more, which is good. He's
not that
learning.
much.
But all right, so let me lay it on the line here. Toxapex, Ferrothorn, and Alomomola here. Alomomola.
I don't know how you get around Toxic.
Is that worse than Mega Venusaur, Zapdos, and Chansey? Fuck me, God, that's.
And he had Tentacruel.
Oh.
So he did sack some bulk, but I mean Toxapex, Ferrothorn. I don't know how you get around that. It's really fucking good. It's a great two-man core.
And again, he's got Gengar and Alakazam to be his like big, fast attacking boys, which is again.
And Mega Sceptile.
Yeah, that too. As a tandem for all of that here, you need to bring maybe 2 of those, and the rest are all big defensive boys, and you just wait for your time to switch in with either of them, and you go to town, and it's not something I'm looking forward to fighting.
No, but I mean with the two-man core, you really have to play it right. If you lose Toxapex or if you lose Ferrothorn because of a dumb HP fire, then like your whole entire team just kind of
it does end up falling apart. So he's treading a line, but it's also there's a lot like I said, a Alomomola here, whatever how the fuck you say it. He expressed, Kyle did, that it's an incredibly valuable pick. Nobody has picked it yet, I think.
No, it's really good though.
I've used it a few times. It's
bulky.
like 165 HP, I think, or something. It's stupid, and
no offense pressure. Though.
No, that's the thing. It's complete setup bait. Other than that, it can use Scald like all good water types, but you're gonna get maybe 20% max. You're gonna try to burn stuff, which on a team like mine where I have mostly physical attackers, that is a little scary.
Yes. That double Scald. So.
Blaziken is fine.
Yeah, he's all right. Hitmonchan, my least favorite of the Hitmons.
Still really good.
Rhyperior is kind of scary, but I like Rhyperior here because Rhyperior, Mega Sceptile, and Ferrothorn
can be very scary altogether. Yeah.
Right. But they're all 4 times weak, but they're all 4 times weak to different things.
They are. It's what ice, fire,
ice, fire, grass.
Ice, fire, grass.
So do you bring grass on your people? Do you bring HP ice for Sceptile? Do you bring HP fire for Ferrothorn? Like, which HP do you bring? You can't bring, like, what coverage move do you want and you can't have? So
Mega Sceptile is,
I think,
as well against Lightning Rod, which is, I think, underrated.
Oh, so good.
So I gotta be fucking careful of that. And Rabambi!
And the baby.
I really like Rabambi, and for some reason it got something stupid. I don't want to say it got Sticky Web because I don't want to be wrong, but I think Rabambi got Sticky Web.
I did.
Fuck me, that is gigantic because it is 115 speed. We gotta move Rabambi. We gotta move Rabambi up.
Oh yeah, we gotta move
Rob did a lot of damage with Rabambi in season 3. We should have moved it up then.
He did.
So, what are your predictions for Diamond here?
I'm gonna go with my gut, and I'm gonna go with you and my boy Kyle.
I feel like
Kyle's very solid.
Yeah.
After playing him a couple times, I played him 3 times, and Kyle is a very solid battler, and with his solid team, like that's all you need to make playoffs.
All you got to do is stuff that if you don't
like
put
have a good draft and be a solid battler, and he did both of those. So yeah.
Yeah, if you don't put it to chance, it's scary. You can go really far a lot of the times.
Yes.
You just gotta if you just
Gage.
if you play.
Gage is my 3rd pick as a wild card because I do like his team too. So
I do like that. I'm not gonna up myself here, but I'm definitely gonna say that I am the most scared of Kyle.
Yeah. His team, his team's good. His team is good. So you gotta watch out.
And finally, we got Pearl here. So
oh baby, here we go.
We got Thomas, who is the season 4 champ, the first champ to not make playoffs the next season. And I'm gonna continue to state that fact over and over and over again because it's amazing.
Yeah, because Thomas sucks. Anyway, Celesteela is another. I don't say this very often, but slam dunk. Like you really can't go wrong with Celesteela.
It does its role so well that it's basically it's an open spot on the team. You could bring Celesteela every week, and
You really could.
people are still gonna be like, "Fuck."
Exactly. And then combined with Megalopony and Primarina, both very solid offensive threats.
Now, Thomas is your first opponent, so you've been studying his team a bit
I
more
have.
than usual.
Very intricately. Very intricately.
Don't say too much is my only thing.
No. I mean, I really like Thomas's middle draft. I think Emborg, Crook, and Primarina are just such solid mons, like, and they're scary. Like, what do you do? So, having to navigate those three and then have to worry about Lopunny on the side, like, it's like, what? That's... It's not fun. It's not been a fun prep time.
And he's got a lot of stuff under there. He's got a very good Anti-Elite Persian. Even just Fur Coat is a very underrated ability for it, too, because its defense stats are not great, but Fur Coat pumps him up to such a degree where it can take, like, if you have a physical mon out against it,
take one hit.
You're not really going to OHKO it a lot of the time.
So
I really like Dredigan. I wanted him as my dragon for a good amount of, like, before I chose that I was going to get Zygarde, I had Dredigan down as my my mon, because he is essentially the cheap defensive Garchomp, but cheap defensive Garchomp is still really good.
Shitty Garchomp is still good.
It's still Garchomp.
Like, that's how good Garchomp is.
And you don't have the ground typing, so you don't have the 4 times weakness to worry about.
Exactly.
Drifblim with Drifblim with Unburdened sets are hilarious.
I'm just gonna say Thomas supports pedophiles.
Whoa!
Read the lore. Drifblim carries little kids away.
Oh my god.
So I'm just saying. Okay, Thomas, like, watch yourself. Okay.
What does the lore say about Lantern?
The Lantern, he's a dumb fish.
With 2 immunities ability.
With 2 immunities, and he's literally the size of a fucking shore.
I like Lantern a lot. He was probably going to be my last pick before I went with Magneton, because it's just very solid bulk. It nearly... Carmine's probably kicking himself because I fucking slept Lantern, because if it was awake I would have been dead, because Lantern gets Dazzling Gleam and I did not know that.
Yes, it does.
Because holy fuck. Oh, now we got your team. Why don't you lay it out a bit here for us?
Alright, my boy Tops Fiends. She is... I'm gonna... The second best Tapu?
After Coco?
Yes, after Coco.
Well, we don't use Tapu Lele, so...
Right, okay, so I lied. But in our format, definitely just super solid, great building block, kind of like Mega Venusaur. You can't really go wrong as a first pick top.
Right, it's got a very good defensive utility.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't need to put lots in offense because it has that Nature's Madness, can whittle people down. And then combined with the rest of my team, Nature's Madnessing and then kind of running around, my team is very mobile. If you didn't put that together. 7 of my 11 mons have U-turn, Volt Switch, or Parting Shot, or Baton Pass. So... good luck.
Alright, so everybody make sure you bring Stealth Rocks and more hazards against Manny, because he's got... somebody... Does you have anybody that spins, actually?
No, I have a bunch of defoggers.
Okay, well, that'll work.
Tapu Fini gets defog, Torn T gets defog, Savali gets defog.
I learned that. That's weird.
And Emergency and Mega defog.
That's always fun, too.
So, anyway. Torn T, just really like that at the end of the draft. Solid speed tier. Regenerator is great. I just like that it's U-turn. I like it's mono flying type. Solid.
Gotta be careful of the Hurricane.
Savali, right. I'm gonna miss a lot. Savali, I liked it at pick number 2 because it could be whatever I wanted to, and even in week 1, it's showing to be a good little jumping point. So, I don't want to give too much away to Thomas, though. So,
I can edit that out if you like.
No. Let him have that one. Entei. No one wants to be on the other side of Entei. Just ask Mike.
Entei is scary because it got Sacred Fire, and Sacred Fire is really scary.
Yeah, he's basically like little Ho-Oh. So, he's fantastic.
Without Regenerator.
Nothing really wants us to switch. Yeah, without Regenerator. He basically just... Nothing really wants to switch in Entei, so he's a solid pick. Mega Steelix. He complements Fini like very, very, very well. So that's pretty much the only reason I drafted Mega Steelix. It's bulk, access to stealth rocks, and it complements Feeny. It's basically just a really good like a two-person tandem.
Not to mention a gigantic heavy slam.
Yes, that too.
Or
a gyro ball.
I was gonna say, would gyro ball be better there actually? Because it is like what, 30
both.
speed.
You can do both. It's base 35.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, exactly. So, my boy, upside down man.
Haxorus, who born from me putting Haxorus's name upside down on the wooden draft board for season 3.
The wooden draft board we made for season 3.
We have come a long way.
Such a long way. But, good memories back then. But Haxorus as a Z move, like Haxorus gets one Dragon Dance. Like, what do you do against Z Outrage?
That's a very good... And that's the thing, you could even...
Like, what do you do against a +1 Hax with Z Outrage? Like, it's not fun time at base 145.
No, it's got stupid big attack, which is also very scary. And again, you don't have any of those 4x weaknesses to worry about that most dragons deal with. And and after a Dragon Dance, again, it's the Fairy Killer where you're running you're stabbing something with a poison jab, and it's over.
GG. Yuxi's probably the best support mon, like in the draft. I'm gonna say.
It's
at 100 points and at 130 in the defenses and whatever 95 HP, with access to screens, knockoff, rocks, U-turn, coverage, like physical, special, like literally everything you could think of. Yuxi has it. It's worth 100 points.
It sits very comfortably at like 95 speed too.
So oh my gosh, my team is so sneakily fast. So
speaking of sneaky, you got Zoro here.
Zoro, oh my god, Zoro, he fits a good special attacker. I needed one toward the end of the draft, which is why I picked Zoro and Yanmega, because I realized at the end of the draft, all my big hitters are physical, so I was like, let's even that out a little bit.
Both fine picks in Tier 4, too.
Oh yeah, no, I think they're good finds. Zoro could definitely be a little tricky. You gotta pay attention. And Yanmega, you set up a speed boost, dunzo. Or, you scarf it and you let it go with Tinted Lens and hit Bug Buzz Bunch.
Right, exactly.
You really can't go wrong.
And at that point, they can't hide behind subs or anything either.
No, not even a little bit. So, and then my favorite pick probably of the whole draft is my Lightning Zebra.
A pick that you traded insider information to make it so Trevor did not take Zebstrika.
Yes. I had to bargain. I had to give away some people's draft picks and guys, I'm the most corrupt person you'll ever meet. So you were telling me all your draft picks because that's what we were asking you to make the draft go along, and I was selling that information.
I don't know why Trevor was going to take Zebstrika. I mean, maybe it's because he did not use Zebstrika. He maybe used it once last season.
He wouldn't give it to me.
He didn't use it. It was like the Rapidash of debacle last season.
I know, but I mean Zebstrika, he's basically like little Manitric. Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Overheat, HP Ice. He has 100 base physical attack too, so it can go both ways.
And he sits in he's a little Mega Manetric for 120 less points is very good.
Very good. He's something that he was on all of my teams, so he was definitely someone I was targeting. And Leafeon just to get rid of some ground weaknesses, and that's about it.
And as we all know, the best evolution, Leafeon.
Yes.
Are we ever going to live down that conversation of calling Leafeon the worst evolution?
Nope.
I think that goes to Glaceon now.
Yes, it has to be.
And now
Tyler?
this fucker.
Yeah, this guy. I just want to kind of peruse through Tyler's team here. Tyler's team is incredibly bulky. I mean, Mega Scizor is good. But you get caught out with 1 HP fire, and it's like,
and he doesn't really have, Goodra resists fire, but then he's got, I guess, Politoed with the... Alright, you do want rain if you have Mega Scizor, so kind of combining that's always good because it's going to stop the fire, and unless it's, a really powerful fire thing, even then, even in the rain, the 4x weakness to fire is going to get you, I think.
It is. It's not fun. I mean, the rain helps a little bit, but it's not fun. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you finish up Tyler's team, and I have to go off headset for just 1 minute, okay?
Okay.
And then, so finish up Tyler's team, and I will rejoin you for Dave.
Gotcha.
All right. Bye.
So the rest of what we got going on here, Clefable is a very good mon at 160. I had it, I didn't love it. It's not amazing all the time. It's you got to set up, and that's the thing. Is setting up is I feel like there are precious few turns to set up when you know what your opponent has and what it's going to do. Like on the OU ladder, it's different. You can kind of there's precious few chances to set up, and I mean Clefable can take it, and it does have soft boiled, but you kind of want to go through that here. Gudra also incredibly, it'll eat special defense hits for breakfast. It's got Sap Sipper. It's, I don't think he has anything that's really going to be, well, okay, he does have Seismitoad, so he's going to want to eat those grass hits here. Celebi's a fine pick. I'm not super enthused about it because it's got Grass and Psychic is one of the worst type combinations. It's got like 6 weaknesses. So it's not amazing there. Politoed had him last season. Can be bulky enough. Not going to do much for you other than set your rain and, hit a hypnosis if you're feeling frisky, which I was twice. Crobat as the Z captain is an interesting choice. I think that can go places just in terms of like Z Bravebird, or it's Z Fly basically, and Crobat also has Leech Life, which is super powerful now in this gen, which is like it got bumped up to 85. So Crobat is something.
It is.
Crobat is something to look out for. Other than that, Electivire was sniped from me, much like Gudra was sniped from you, Manny. I wanted Electivire really bad because he's very good. He has coverage.
He's a stats monster.
Has coverage out the ass and is like 95 speed, so he can still get to a lot of the mons that he can OHKO a lot of mons. If you give him the expert belt, he'll do it.
He's a good mon.
Spiritomb is whatever. Shuckle is Shuckle. You don't fuckle with him, I guess. He's not amazing.
And then Perugly, wasted pick.
I think I'm interested in Perugly because again, also sneaky fast. It's a gigantic looking Pokemon. It's like 110 in speed. It's got thick fat. It's got Fake Out, which like Silk Scarf Fake Out on a normal mon is really underrated, I think, just to do like 20 or 30% damage just as is, which Fake Out in general is just really good. But I think overall Tyler, on paper, again, we talk about on paper a lot here, Tyler drafted better than he has before. I think he's put together at least something solid rather than fuck it. And I think that helps when we're doing it, where we're not doing for seasons 1 through 4, the draft took an hour, maybe 2 hours. It didn't take a very long time. So if you got sniped and you lost something, you had to be like, oh fuck, and you didn't have time to do any research, basically.
Yeah, but this was a lot better because then you can actually think and then come up with a team out of a box of scraps.
Yeah, exactly. You become Tony Stark.
Exactly, the shitty Iron Man.
So next we're moving on to, I think, one of the surprises of last season here. Dave has really improved, I think, over the course of when he began. I think it was season 4 was the first season he was in, and even then, like the second season improvement is a real thing. And Dave shut Thomas out of playoffs with his team last season, and very very nearly beat me, brought me down to the wire, and it was...
Dave is scary.
It is. It's scary shit as well here. Kartana, I think he's had Kartana before. I think that was a season 4 pick for him, which Kartana and Blacephalon... What? James had... Oh yeah, James did have Kartana. Never mind.
I don't know. But...
Kartana and Blacephalon are kindred spirits in that you put a scarf on them because they're like 105 and 107 respectively, speed-wise. Bring it in on a mon that's just about dead, and then you hit it with whatever you want, whatever's going to work best here. Smart Strike, fucking Sacred Sword, and ta-da, you're beast boosted, and now you have to deal with something that is a scarfed base 107 speed, base 170 attack, 1.5 at this point attack, Smart Strike, whatever. It's Kartana is made of paper, but
he rolls
in the right time. Like if you get him out at the right time, it is you're done. It's over. You want to put it in, same thing with Mamo. Not exactly the same thing. Mamo is just, I think Mamo's a mon that brings a lot of gravity, if we want to get back to that term here. It's
Ice Ground is so good.
Ice Ground is very scary as a type combination. He also gets thick fat, so you lose that fire weakness there too. And I think Ice doesn't resist grass. Well, no, grass. Yeah, grass would be super. Ice is really a bad defensive type.
Oh, it's terrible. But offensively, Ice Ground is fantastic.
Yes, it's one of the better ones in regards to that here, and also sneaky fast. I think Man was like 85 or 95 speed.
He is.
Jesus.
And with access to Ice Shard.
And that's the thing. It's going to revenge kill a lot
Anything.
of a lot of your mons.
Yes, for sure. But he doesn't need to be that fast when he has Kartana and then Mega Beedrill and then Lycanroc Dusk.
All very fast Pokemon. That's the thing. It's gonna end Noivern, and well, maybe not Eradicate. Noivern.
Yeah.
Noivern's like 120, and it's gonna be really fast, and you're gonna get smoked by some of this stuff because Lycanroc Dusk as well gets also more priority there. Tough Claws priority also. So if you banned Tough Claws, Excel Rock.
Ooh. And then Mega Beedrill just U-turning everywhere. It just doesn't look like a good time.
It's Kameo is okay, I guess.
Yeah, he's a solid dragon.
Solid. I'm not super into. I mean, I feel like fighting and dragon is it's a weird type combo. It's nice that we have one, but it's just I feel like they don't synergize amazingly well.
No, they're just. He's just a tier 3 dragon. I don't know.
And he's also better special attack than normal attack, right? Or like they're close, so he can run mixed.
Yeah. They're close. He can run mixed, but I mean, you really run him for
Clanging Scales.
Clanging Scales.
So I was gonna say Clanging Scales is it's a better Dragon Pulse, right? It's a bit more powerful than Dragon Pulse.
It's like in between Dragon Pulse and Draco. So
Draco, yeah. I'm not. I mean, Serena's been chosen all of the seasons that she's been available. I don't think Serena's that great though.
Solid spinner, Drop Kick is good. Synth, Leech Seed.
It can spin. It can spin. That is definitely a plus for that here. Turtonator, I'm kind of in the same boat where Fire and Dragon is a really good type combination, but it feels almost wasted on Turtonator.
Yeah, Turtonator, I don't really like him.
Blastoise at 60, that's one of the mons that we moved down. We'll see if that was a mistake. I don't think it will be.
Blastoise at 60.
Blastoise, that's the thing. Its stats aren't amazing. It's kind of middling all over the place, but it also spins, so you got to be worried about that. And I mean, it can be fine. Eradicate, what the fuck is going on with that pick? I understand. Normal Dark that's 4x weak to fighting, and I understand Hustle and Guts and Quick Feet or whatever. That's a thing, but like,
No way.
No. And
Eradicate. Put it in the garbage.
Eradicate. Get it out of here.
Seriously, just move it. Move along.
And Torterra, who is good.
Yeah, he's just solid. He's just a grass ground.
He's my guy that I chose in Diamond when I first got it, so I have a soft spot for Torterra, but it's definitely out of Empoleon and Infernape.
He's just
Ooh, I made the wrong choice. I'll put it on. I'll put it on lock here. And bringing up the rear, we got the man who is currently holding the last place trophy. Derelict my balls.
Yeah.
For Derek here, and he got Mags.
He did. I don't know how, but he did.
Mags dropped to 12, which Magirna should be again in that like top 3 picks every season.
Yeah. But I mean, I think he made the same mistake I did though. I don't think that Mags is that good of a Z captain. I feel like running Mags with other items is definitely the way to go.
That's how I felt too when I had Magirna. Well, I didn't make my Z captain, but I feel like Magirna is a lot of its versatility comes in the items that you can put on it. Chief among which, and we've had this conversation a few times as well, where Assault Vest Magirna is basically unkillable.
Oh gosh, it's unstoppable.
If you only have special attackers left, you're not going to kill Magirna.
You're not going to win. Magirna is just so good. And it does so many things that I just don't feel like that the Z move is... I mean, it's good.
I mean, you could use Z Fleur Cannon to blow something up, but really...
And I tried that, and it's just... I don't know. I feel like the Assault Vest is definitely the way to go.
And again, I mean, he has that option. He doesn't have to use the crystal, so... It's one of those... I feel like even sometimes making a certain Pokemon a Z Captain is almost like a smoke screen. Like, you think it's going to bring the crystal, but it might not, too.
Right.
So right. Magirna has those options. You might think like, oh, this is probably going to run the AV set, and then it ends up throwing the Z Twinkle Tackle at you, and you're like, oh fuck.
And then you did. So Magirna definitely scary. I don't want to face it twice.
And you have to twice.
Magirna and dude, look at the yo. Like, why can't you have like you drafted Magneton? You're like, steel types get boned, and then look at my division:
And you have to deal with Magnezone too.
Celesteela, Mega Scizor, Kartana,
Magearna and Magnezone.
like.
So that's Derek. Derek, make sure you use Magnezone to trap Mega Scizor, because Tyler will lose immediately because he can't do any. Can he do anything in this Magnezone? Probably not.
I believe U-turn goes through that stuff.
Oh shit, you're right. Ah well.
So
Either way.
anyway, Mega Slowbro, solid.
Big
Mega Slowbro Magearna. I'm not looking forward to that.
big defense in terms of. I feel like Mega Slowbro. I mean, it does have a good ability too, where it can't get crit. So you just start stacking Calm Minds, and then what's gonna happen?
I mean, what do you do against Assault Vest Magearna and then physically defensive Slowbro?
Right. It's a
You just wait to die.
super defensive tandem, and again, Magnezone gets stuff trapped here. Scolipede can, you could speed boost past stuff here. So Scolipede could be his passer here. Remember the baton pass rules: you can only pass one thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Amok also very defensive. Another possible AV user.
Yes, but it's also very good offensively too. Love it.
Very good pursuit trapper. I don't think, because both of the times that Amok has been available, Mike had him for a second before giving him to Trevor, and then Trevor got him again. And I feel like Trevor didn't. I mean, maybe it's just that he didn't have.
I feel like he was underused.
Yeah, didn't have a ton of psychic types to go up against, but pursuit trapping is a very real thing, and it's very scary.
Yes, it is. So, Delmise, very solid.
I like Delmise. I think he can do a lot of work. Delmise is a Pokemon that his normal defense is good, and you can force him into. Again, I forced Delmise to wear an Assault Vest a lot of the time, just because of that factor of just like, oh well, I'm going to throw in a special attacker because the special defense isn't that great, and that's just a testament to how good the AV is.
Yeah, and then what we got?
Delphox.
Delphox.
I like Delphox.
He's a man.
And I think Delphox is an underrated mon because it's very fast. It's got good special attack. It's like running it Scarf Trick, I think, or even Specs Trick is a very viable option for Delphox because it can, like, even if you don't Scarf it, you can get that trick off basically immediately and force something terrible onto your opponent.
Delphox, man. Magician, so good.
Normal Gligar unfortunately doesn't have Poison Heal like Gliscor. You do still get Roost, and he's
not as good, but he's, in the draft format, you need to find things that are cheaper, and for literally half the price of his brother, he's worth.
Arguably twice as defensive, or not
true.
twice. Arguably just as defensive.
Oh yes, with Eviolite.
And
sure.
Sliggoo, I'm fine with Sliggoo.
Two Eviolite users.
Oh yeah, gotta be careful of that. Not gigantic on Poliwrath. It can be a good swift swimmer, but that's it really. Circle Throw maybe.
And then Steelix is just a solid rocker.
It's got like 200 defense normally.
Yes.
180. Because what Mega Steelix is 230.
I thought it was 200.
Yeah, and Mega Steelix is 230, I think. So,
he has 200 defense.
Tied with Shuckle, Mega Steelix is on defense. So
nice.
That's how you feeling about Pearl now. Are you gonna tout yourself here on this one?
Oh boy. We have the only person to ever go multiple last place champ in my division.
That is true.
Followed with the previous last place champ. Okay.
Right.
So I'm not too worried there. I think that it's gonna be I think that Sinnoh is definitely like the conference as a whole, Diamond and Pearl. I think it's gonna be a little bit more challenging than the other side, just with the unknown. But I do think that myself, Thomas, and Dave have a really good shot of repeating,
like all making it.
What Blue Division did last season, where there was the three of us and one of the other.
I definitely think, I don't know if you're gonna. It'll be like last season, I think, where there might be some strategic moving of the tier or the seeding if it comes down to it, but I think you'll still get to playoffs here. I have a feeling that, especially because he basically not even trounced down. Thomas didn't have the greatest team last season, so that might be part of it here. This is a revenge season for Thomas, but I feel like since I've seen Dave do it and he brought me down to the wire, I think Dave is going to be the other one that comes out here.
Okay.
And that's I think we might be able to see championship on Dave this season. I'm saying
Yeah.
I think so.
Who knows?
It can be done. It can be
Who
done.
knows? All right. So we have our playoff bracket set here. Let's talk about this real quick here. Early picks right now. Champion of the Krispy Kreme donut.
I'm going to win the
Who do you got?
championship. I'm going to win.
You're gonna win. Okay.
Manny, who is your pick for champion of the league this season?
Okay, this is really dumb because it's me. So, put it on the board. Okay. So, Joe, I want you to scroll over to the schedule tab real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you pull up a separate deck?
And
And
well, like pull up two of them together.
just like a word.
Oh yeah.
something
Okay.
like that. Okay. So me and you make two columns with however many matches there are in a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm one column, you're the other column. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pick this week's games. You're gonna pick this week's games, and then
Oh shit, we're
gonna
going.
we're gonna pick every week, and then we're gonna see who has the
I like
who
it.
has the vision at the end of the season.
Oh,
Okay.
I like it. I like it. All right, so
Okay. Okay, so
let
who
me.
you got, James or M1?
I'm gonna take M1 on this one, honestly, because I think that
I'm gonna go with you.
because I feel like I kind of talked him through a lot of this. James, I'm coaching M1 a bit because he doesn't know a lot about Pokemon. So I'm gonna I'm picking M1 on this one.
Mega Scizor.
I
Yeah, same.
I think he's got a very good shot of like the way that this team is structured is definitely James is at a
Definitely
clear
got a chance.
clear disadvantage.
Yes, 100%. So we'll have to see. Trevor, Rob, who you got?
I feel like this is going to be now. You know, we both love Rob a lot. Rob is going to get shit canned in this match.
I think that Trevor is going to. This is going to be Trevor's season, man. He's going to emerge from the cocoon a beautiful butterfly.
That's basically how I'm feeling here. Is his team is built so
Give me
well
Trevor,
that.
and I'll even double down. I'll take Trevor +3.
Oh shit! All right. Oh no. Okay, we're doing spreads now.
No. I just like that's how confident I am in Trevor.
That's an official pick. Trevor +3. I don't
Yes.
care. All right.
Okay.
So Trevor +3. Just so since we're not always choosing the same stuff. The first Conference Cup match, which there's Conference Cup matches every week, by the way, everybody, so watch out for that. We've got Mario versus Carmine is the first one, this is a fucking gigantic match right off the bat. This is this is a playoff match, I'm going to say. It's
a solid match.
this one I feel like I believe in Mario. He couldn't get it done last time with the help of like 3 people. So I think that Mario will pull it out this time and he'll get the upset.
We differ. I'm gonna go Carmine. I think that he has too much sand.
All right.
Yeah, too much sand, and Mario's not gonna be able to take it.
All right. Well, that's good that we differ because at least we're getting different picks in. So, all right, Mario and Carmine. Next we've got Mike and Tristan. Again, Tristan is a definite X factor here, and his team is built a little weird. I think that he's gonna get a taste of the league, and unfortunately, it's gonna come at the hands of Mike.
Yeah, give me bitch boy.
It's so unfortunate that Mike's gonna start the season possibly with a big win. No offense to Tristan. We'll see. If he kicks his ass, I'll be very happy.
I know, but if Mike wins, we're never gonna hear the goddamn end of it.
Dennis and Murphy, that's a tough one. I feel like that one's, I don't know, that's a coin toss to me. I feel like, I think Murphy was in a bit of, not even, I don't want to say dire straits. He didn't do great last season. I think that, again, second season improvement is a big thing. I know that Thomas will kind of coach him sometimes here, just in terms of, general direction kind of stuff, being a coach. I think that Murphy can get this one over on Dan.
I do too.
Okay.
Same.
Good to know. All right, let's go ahead and write that down here. We're both grabbing Murphy on this one.
Preston Gage. I'm going Gage 100%.
You go Gage on this one. I feel like that's definitely a safe pick. I think that I want to see Preston get a big win on this one because his team is, while a bit shaky, I think that it can overcome. So I'm gonna go Preston on this one.
All right, Joey Garrison, who you got?
I got me. Are you fucking kidding me?
I got you too.
All right. Sorry, Garrison. I'm gonna favor myself every time, so don't worry about that one. Then we've got the next Conference Cup match here. Kyle and Derek. Again, Derek coming off of last place here. Kyle coming off of finishing, in the playoffs here. I think that it's probably got to be Kyle on this one.
Yeah, Kyle.
I'm happy I got to pull for my Diamond brother as well. You're already. Did you hear that, Pearl? The people in Pearl. Manny doesn't believe in you.
I don't.
Thomas and Manny, how you feeling on that one, Manny? Are you back in your?
Give me this Manny fellow.
Yeah, back in your own horse on that one. Not a surprise. I'm gonna be the contrarian and just go Thomas because I do think it's gonna be you, but we got to change our picks up enough, and that way, if you lose, I win. So there we go. And the final match here.
Give me Davey.
Tyler and Dave. I'm gonna go Dave +4 on this one.
Okay, so we both have a stake. We both have one.
Dave is going to destroy Tyler.
All right.
So that's what we're looking at here. See if we'll come back at the beginning of next week to go over this here. This did last 2 hours. Jesus Christ. So
the other ones won't be as long.
No, we're gonna do reviews of the battles themselves, talk of trades, pickups, things like that, and the same thing here where we go over the battle stuff. And I think that we can wrap it up here. What do you think?
I think that was a very successful first episode of Inside the PFL.
Inside the PFL. We'll try not to do it quite so late either, so we're have a bit of a coffee before this or something. You can do one of these on pre-workout.
Yeah, I just got back from the gym and I was a little bit jittery, but now I'm nice and smooth flowing right now. So
we'll get guests on here as well. We're gonna bring somebody on who's a big winner or something like that, or something fucking stupid.
Yes.
Oh God, we gotta record 3 audio tracks.
I'll invite you over one day and we can do a live one on Facebook Live.
Yeah, I like that.
It'll be good.
It's gonna be big. So everybody, keep a watch out. If you listened for 2 goddamn hours, I thank you greatly. But there's some good tidbits in here, so keep a lookout and have a good season, everybody.
Good luck, everyone. I hope everyone loses. Fuck y'all. I'm the season 6 champ.
Let's go. Season 6 champ. Co-season 6 champs right here.
Who's gonna win the Krispy Kreme donut? It's about to start this week, guys. This week.
Let's go. Manny, you live near a Krispy Kreme. You should get a 12-pack to go with whoever wins if it's somebody on our side.
You're right. 100%.
All right. I'm glad we're all on the same page where we don't have a proper sign-off here. So until next time, I'm Joe.
And I'm Manny, the corrupt commish.
And enjoy Inside the PFL.